back. Akasha records wearing Haley hands and consciousness expanded. I'm seeing through the macro. I'm getting creative now. I guess I'm in the sacral. Music frequencies I thought was for me. Locked doors without your typical keys. I got my squad now. We talk with the words, we ain't even raising eyebrows. Doctor sleep, let me find out.
Peace, 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 family. How's everybody doing? I hope you all are having a wonderful day so far. Today I'm coming on here to talk about the Aries new moon. I did try to not jump on the bandwagon of the Aries lower vibration. Because I'm trying to instill peace in people at this time, especially the first 10 days of April is a great time to manifest. It's going to be very, very, very strong energy for manifesting. And so you really, really, really want to be careful of what you're taking in at that time, your actions, your behaviors, your thoughts. And, do your best to be as positive as possible because, you create as you speak. So, but I do want people to be aware. I think I've made that very clear in other videos. And I also did a video exclusively dedicated to Mars, which is the ruling planet of Aries, as well as an eclipse video, which we'll start to feel now, though it doesn't happen until the 30th of April. And, I just want people to be prepared as much as possible. So, you can always go back to those videos just to check in and see what's going on if things starts happening for you. But for the most part, honestly, I actually really think this month is going to be real dope. Despite the danger that we're in, so to speak. Really real beginnings here. So welcome, family. My name is Keisha. I'm the owner of A Way of Life. I am a career and business coach using astrology. All right. So the new moon in Aries happens on the 1st of April, which I'm calling the Great Awakening. This is a new beginning. And then the sun and moon are always together during a new moon, which is a conjunction. And they are also going to be conjunct Chiron. Now, I haven't done a video on Chiron. I'm working on that now because when Chiron moved into Aries, I was just starting my astrology class. And so I was an astrologer when that happened. So I'm going to go back and do some deep dive in and research and stuff. And I'm going to do a video on that because I think this is going to play a bigger role than even I could foresee because I really, really am new to the energy of Chiron. I know what it stands for and what it means. It's the wounded healer. I've talked about it in other videos briefly, but on a deeper level, you're healing, like literally you're healing and getting over the past. So if you went back to the video that I did 6 months ago and you listened to the Aries full moon that I did, whatever was coming up for you and all that retrograde season and time, this is done. Like a whole new cycle, like the Phoenix rising cycle, because you have to remember Mars, the ruler of Aries, is the ancient ruler of Scorpio. And Scorpio is in the South Node, which is even more releasing and a new beginning. After some hard truths and lessons coming to light. But nonetheless, family, we're on the road to recovery here. That's how I'm really seeing this. It might be years Obviously, it's not like it's all going to happen on April 1st, but wow. This is really, really, really dope. And so on the low vibration, part of the symbolism of Chiron is an indication that we feel like an outsider. If you have strong Chiron energy somewhere in your chart, you might feel like there's an injustice. You might feel bullied, or you might feel excluded from society. Kind of remind me a little bit of the low vibration of Pisces energy. A little different, but kind of the same, that victim mentality. But really feeling attacked with Chiron and Aries, right? Because Mars on that lower vibration is about feeling attacked, right? Or cut out of something or left out for some reason. And so there may be some indication of these things, of these themes being played out at this time. So really be mindful of that and check yourself if you start to feel that way. There is an indication that you need to heal somewhere in your life, because you have to remember on the high vibration, this can suggest that there's a new sign of recovery or treatment for the pandemic, or like a new start to something you've healed. Or Chiron wants you to integrate something that is truly you. Aries first house, right? This is all about you. So a new point of view on your ego and your ego self, and lack of self-esteem here. A new view on your lack of self-esteem here, right? We did all that Capricorn rebuilding and transformation, and we brought value to ourselves in some area of your life. Focus on that, right? Build off of that, right? And the other stuff will come, and so really having courage to speak up for yourself, stand in your power through your mission and purpose in life. And the reason I say your mission and purpose, although this is very much going to be different for all people, I can assure you of this. I mean, really, like if you have something in your 7th house is relationships, all relationships, surely, but it could definitely be a romantic relationship. If this is in your 1st house, this is you standing up for you and being a little bit more selfish. 4th house, this is you standing up to your family and old habits and things that you've learned from your family. So breaking generational curses and really standing up to those and say, no, I'm not going to be this person anymore. If you have it in the 10th house, this is your career and your purpose, who you are, who you're meant to be, and focusing on that. So they will change in all different ways, but really what I feel strongly is the focus is you focusing on things that make you happy. And to me, as a career coach, obviously, it's always about your purpose. But the beautiful thing about that is if you have some Venus or something in your purpose, it is a relationship, and so there's always some kind of connection to other outside relationships and things and areas where this will show up. But nonetheless, for me, as long as I've been doing astrology, how I've noticed this is that it always goes back to your purpose. What are you meant to do in this lifetime that you can give to humanity that's going to help humanity evolve, period. Right? And so, there's a lot of initiation energy here with the sun, moon, and Mercury and Aries. This is a great time to launch something. This is a great time to go solo and be a pioneer if that's necessary. This could be warrior-like energy too. And again, those are all the things that I'm really trying to stay away from. Although I am going to do a video talking about the difference between practical spirituality and intuitive spirituality. I think it's an important question because most people, if you looked at the astrology of Aries, you wouldn't think that Aries is spiritual. But if you've been following me for a while, this is my sensei sign. You know, this is somebody who's a master in karate and Mr. Miyagi, right? Wax on, wax off. You know, everything is karate. It was never about the fighting. It was always about how you treat people comes back to you. How you treat the things in your life come back to you. And so you take care of those things and the universe ultimately takes care of you. That is spirituality, but it's a more practical idea of spirituality. And what I'm noticing more now than ever as a astrologer, and I do consider myself spiritual, I have a partnership with Queen Dawn. Family, if you are looking for your monthly predictions, weekly predictions, and yearly predictions, along with some guidance on how to manifest in your life, you definitely want to join Queen Dawn and I's Patreon page. Like, honestly, she's a whole force. And it's important to be able to have somebody guide you in that, because I can tell you right now, even as somebody who's a practical spiritualist, practical is more Capricorn. We're talking long-term things, right? So what I'm building is security for the rest of my life, family, and all those other things. What Queen Dawn is doing is the same thing, but she can manifest. I mean, you get that. Listen, I've only been hanging out with her for a small period of time, and everything that we've worked on together has come to fruition, which is fucking bonkers because I've been doing this stuff for a long time. And I meet her and it was almost like overnight things just started showing up in my life. It was absolutely amazing. And so if you're looking for that kind of support, you definitely want to make sure that you are following us on all of our social media pages. We have a bunch of different videos and shows coming up for you guys to help you on this mission and purpose for the Taurus North Node. Just a great opportunity. But she's an intuitive manifester, right? And so that there is a conversation that needs to be had about that because it's not physical, whereas mine is more physical, right? I'm goal setting. I do live my life a specific way, hence the reason why I named my business A Way of Life. You know, from that perspective, a philosopher, a teacher, a learner, a student of life, and those things also play a really big role, not just in your spirituality as far as manifesting, but for the purposes of being strong enough to build enough in yourself and what you're building for the down times or when the things don't seem to be going right. A kung fu master will just sit down, meditate, go within and find the answers. Right? Or just know when it's time to go within, find peace to fight your battles. Right? And so this warrior energy, Aries is the spiritual warrior, you know, and a hint to what I believe strongly, and I've been saying for a while, is just more indications is that this war now is going to become spiritual. And so, yeah, you want to be prepared for that. Study Aries energy as much as you can to know enough to where this plays out for you and how this plays out for you. Are you on the higher vibration or are you on the lower vibration? And what can you do to work on those and continue to grow within those no matter where you're at? Okay, so really the key is to stay in peace. You know, try to keep the peace as much as you can. Don't be impulsive and jump into things without having all the facts. And really making a decision on whether or not it's right for you to handle it at all, even, because it might not be necessary. All right. And then Mercury in Aries will be in Aries. And Mercury is the lower mind, our day-to-day things. I did talk about this a little bit too in the Mars video. This Mercury and Aries transit, I will be doing a live fully on Mercury and Aries at the time that it moves into Aries. But what I do want to say is whatever's coming up during this transit is to keep in mind, because it is like gonna give you bits and pieces of what's to come when Mars, the ruler of Aries, moves into Gemini, which is the ruler of Mercury. And that's a 6-month transit. I did do another video talking about this for the yearlies, if you want to get a glimpse of that. But trust me, family, you're going to want to know what this is, because this one's going to be a doozy. Don't get me wrong. Mercury and Aries actually get along. It will be a positive aspect in that way. But because it's on the lower expressions of the world, then it's not an outer planet, which means these things are going to be directly affecting, obviously, Aries, directly affecting, obviously, Geminis. And in our everyday life, this is work. There's so much that I want to say right now. But go watch the Mars video. Go back and watch the video I did for Mars and Gemini for the yearly horoscopes of 2022. And you'll know why I'm tripping right now. That's all. And I'm going to leave that right there. All right. And then Mars is going to square Uranus. I've also been talking about this. Anytime we have a square, family, look, not all squares are bad, okay? But this is not good. This can be eruptive, volcanic, explosive, which I've been talking about again a bunch. So I didn't go too deep into it. Unexpected, out of the blue changes and things coming up. This could definitely be around weather, right? That's just the honest God truth. But it can also be obviously in our personal lives as well. With everything that's already going on, I don't like this energy. Okay. This is also building new social structures, social networks on the positive side of all that. Impulsive revolutionary demands for freedom. Freedom of speech and censorship, which I was talking about a while back in 2020. I think we can actually see that now. In fact, I think Kanye West has been banned from social media, family. And I know most of you don't like Kanye, so you're like, good for him. But as a Gemini, this is me being an astrologer. When I see stuff like this, I see more enforcements of communication being cut through social media, because that's what Gemini and Aries rule, right? Together, Aries cuts things out, right? Me no like it. Me no like it. Okay? It's a sign to me, that they could just cut people off like that. Yeah, I don't like it. And so be mindful of that. You can also tend to talk a lot faster at this time. So, and a lot harsher if you're not mindful. So be mindful. You'll get the opportunity to look at something you healed from in a different way. I like this part. Now, because Mercury is really fast and Aries can skip over things. So again, just double check and recheck things if you're texting, phone calls, emails, yeah, all those kind of things there. Just be mindful because there could be a lot of miscommunication, misunderstandings. Oh boy. With an eclipse, you know what, family? Here's the fucking thing. I will not be an astrologer at that time. I'm going to go hide underneath my bed. All right. And then Saturn is square the nodes. This is letting go of toxicity, sex trafficking and scandals, financial crimes coming to light, a greater attempt to control. And then Mars is also going to square the nodes. So again, family, just stay in peace. Remember your mission. Remember your purpose. When you find yourself getting disgruntled, try to focus on the things that make you happy. And like I was saying earlier in the video, the places where you healed and that new perspective you have now, right? You're looking at things from a different perspective now. That's the Phoenix rising. And so focus on your transformation and looking at your situations from this point on through those eyes, as opposed to feeding into or tapping into fear or anxiety or all those other things. And if you do feel yourself doing those things, don't be afraid to ask for help. Get out of your own way. You don't have to handle these things alone. Get you some friends, or even if they're not your friends and it's just like a group where you can go to hear something positive, or like a YouTube channel that spews positivity to you. Like, let it be that simple. It doesn't have to be so complex all the time, just something small to put you at ease, And then Mars is also going to conjunct Saturn. So this is going to be a difficult aspect. This can be force and control, militant, of our freedom. This same aspect happened in 2020 of March, but it was in Capricorn back then, which was the lockdowns. Now it's in Aquarius. And so the last time we had this specific transit in Aquarius was 1962, when we thought we was going to go into Third World War. And again, in 1934, when Hitler came into power. So you can go check those dates and even put in Hitler in World War III and see what comes up to get more clarity on that, because they don't always repeat, but some of the themes do. And obviously, I know you can believe me now because I have real proof with an actual war going on. That should tell you everything you need to know if you don't believe, right? Which I have been saying for a long time, about talking about war since 2020, by the way. And look at what's happening now. So that should really be your indicator of what to look forward to. So we have to be aware of that by not being in fear or anger. You definitely don't want to feed that energy, family. On a personal level, this is excellent for discipline and focus. And then obviously you can only imagine if the outside world is at war, so to speak, right? Or in these lower vibrations of Mars, then you have to believe that somewhere inside of you, the same energy is being played out, right? As above, so below. as within, so without, right? And so as the planets are experiencing these things, they're sending them down through you and your body. And then you emanate however you're receiving them or reacting to them, accepting them, not accepting them, then you project that out into the world, right? And so the moment you believe that theory and really understand it for what it is, and you know that your actions play a huge role on how this really plays out, okay, so you know what to do. Stay calm. Do your meditation. Do your best to heal things that you're not over. Do your work. Work on yourself and make that a way of life. You have to be consistent with that. All right. And then Jupiter will conjunct Neptune. This is something I've also been talking about for quite some time now. I also have videos for the yearly and 2022 videos on this. So this can bring issues around water, floods, pollution of the water. We will see the deceit from the world with this placement, especially on media and pharmaceuticals, prisons, addictions, around those kind of themes there, because that's kind of what Neptune rules. On the positive side, this could be a massive unveiling. Again, another awakening, family, because it rules sleep, literally, and dreams. And so waking up from a sleepy slumber, and your dreams even being revealing to some truths. Mental health also here can come up big, and any kind of institutional mental prisons or a spiritual retreat, and really having faith, right? And understanding the mission and doing the work. Trusting in your intuition and building on that, gaining a clarity of direction and of everything the fuck else that might not have been so clear, right? What else? This could be also very emotional here with water. Your emotions will be magnified, good or bad. So again, be mindful. And if you're resisting any part of your own truth, the universe is going to make it real clear what that is. But I do feel like, because we've been through so much at this point, there are things that are clear. There are clear indicators that a chapter is complete in some area of your life. And I really do think that, these could be habits, patterns, anger, impatience, impulsiveness, selfishness, not understanding how your energy comes across, right? Being ignorant to that, right? That's a fault. That's something you got to pay attention to, especially with all this Aries energy. And not understanding how your energy is affecting people. This could be ego too. And so really paying attention to those things, how they're showing up for you in your life, and what are you doing to be mindful of that. But on the positive side, you know who you are now. You're embracing what you healed now on a soul level. It's spiritual. And there's a clear path forward. You'll have the courage and confidence to tackle this new road, this new life, this new start, this new transformation, for sure. That's what I really feel. That's going to be the most strongest. Especially if you've been doing your work, family. You cannot fail. Things like that, Like how I think about that is that there's no way you go through something and come out sunny side up and the universe not give unto you. There are going to be blessings on top of blessings that people feel at this time that I think are going to be just magical and like a relief of like, finally, I've been waiting a long time for this and you deserve it. And I hope that you choose to focus on what those things are for you as opposed to the other things that may be coming up just for now. Be a little selfish in your happiness. As always, family, I love and appreciate you. I hope you found this